I was raising, thank you. I had two little sons at home. And I was trying to be a mother at the same time. And I learned, especially I will say this to the ladies, I learned, ladies, you cannot do both beautifully. You can just forgive yourself and do what you're doing in the moment. That's the only way to live it. Because you cannot be 24 hours present to the child and 24 hours present to the great job, to the job of your dreams, to the passion of your soul. You cannot be a wonderful and remarkable human being and a great leader on a soundstage 18 hours a day in equal measure at all times. So all you can be is completely present to the very moment that you are in. So it was diabolical, but it was heaven. And I learned humanity above all things. And so I hope, if nothing else, I gave you in Janeway a deep sense of humanity. That she could really reach out to all species, to all genders, to all creeds, to all classes, and embrace and forgive. Because she understood her own fractured nature, and she understood her longing to love and to understand. So that's what I tried to do. Did you get any of that? Good. I knew that it was going to be tougher than hell as a woman to try to be, Winston Churchill. I thought about it for a minute. I thought, what fun. I'll weigh 500 pounds and smoke cigars. And then I thought, no, I'll just have to find my leadership qualities within my own humanity. And so that's what I did. I had the time of my life. Sometimes I went under, but not often. I fell in love with those guys and those girls. Some slightly more than others. Garrett, are you in the room? Loved those guys on the bridge late at night. You find out who your friends are. And you find out a lot over 7 years. You find out a lot more than you really need to know. Bob Picardo, the best man who ever lived, the most consummate actor. And the best friend, never let me down, not once. On the final day, when everybody had been released a week earlier, or perhaps even 2 weeks earlier, I was kept for things they wanted to shoot, leftover stuff, for a week or two. Shooting every day, in and out, alone on the soundstage, alone in my captain's chair. Finally, at the end of the week, it was cut, print, thank you, Kate, and that's the end of Star Trek Voyager. And they came over, the crew, the real crew, with their thing, and started to unscrew the screws of the chair. Take the console off the back. I was still on the bridge. I said, wait. And I saw, silhouetted in the doorway, the figure of someone I had come to love so much. And it was Bob Picardo. And he stood there, he just put his arms out, and he said, come on, Captain, let me buy you a drink. So that's how I wrapped it up on that soundstage with that great guy. So I take my measure in that experience in friendship, and I think in privilege. I will never forget Mrs. Clinton having me to the Kennedy Center and the White House to speak to women in science who were being celebrated for their great prowess and largesse in this field. Can you imagine how I felt? And Mrs. Clinton saying to me in the China room, you know, Chelsea and I just love you. We love Voyager. It's the only thing we watch together. I said, well, Mrs. Clinton, who am I addressing? She said, the greatest scientists in the world. Then she looked at me and she said, oh, you know exactly what to do. Yes, I faint. That's what I had about 6 pages of remarks that I'd written on the plane. And you know how when you're writing on a plane, or when you're writing alone, or you're writing in the bathroom, or you're looking in the mirror, it's all baloney, but it seems great in the moment, right? Oh, these scientists are going to think I know everything. I'm really a born physicist. I'm smarter than they are. I looked around the room, eager, upturned, genuine faces. I mean, filled with a kind of intelligence and passion that you know is the real thing. And I just took the paper and I threw them. And I said, ladies, there is nothing to be said except thank you. There is nothing to be said except if for 1 second I have inspired you in your field, I have done my job as an actress. There is nothing to be said except I hope you are leaving research and going up. And this little girl came to me, 19 years old, out of MIT, and she said, my father told me I had to go into research. And I watched Voyager for 2 years and looked over at him and said, Daddy, I'm going up. I said, really? She said, if you see it on television, you believe it can be true. And I believed you. So I think that was the single greatest honor of that tenure, of my tenure on Voyager. And I'll never forget it. I'm sure I've been defined by it. I know I've been stamped by it. And I think when people say to me, do you feel that you've been typecast? Oh, isn't that awful? You're going to be Captain Janeway forever? I look at them and I say, what, are you kidding? Are you kidding? I'm one of the luckiest people I know. This is a great, great, great opportunity. And I just hope that I did the very best that I could. Thank you. Now, I would like to take some questions from you, if you have any questions. I like them to be provocative. You can ask me anything and I will answer. Anything. I always say that just because I want to see what you guys are going to come up with. Come on.
Folks, walk up to the people standing here holding their hands up. There's two of them, one where I'm standing right here and one right on the other side.
Ask a question. Yes, madam. Go.
Hey, I was trying to remember, you were on Ryan's Hope when you were a little bit younger.
Take me, I was 19.
Did you at that time dream that you would be in a successful series as the only female captain, which is the best captain?
Well, of course I didn't dream that, but I thought that I would have, I certainly hoped that. At 19 you think you're invincible.
Yeah.
The world belongs to you at 19, so yes. Did I foresee the captain?
Yes.
Or Star Trek? Absolutely not. The whole thing was
it
an
would have been
absolute.
good if you were in Ryan's Hope that time and go into that from that genre.
If they what?
If they started it from when you were on that program, that soap opera.
Oh, you mean if they started Star Trek when I was 19?
Yeah.
Going to this age?
Yeah.
No. I don't think so, but thank you.